Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I know the casuals that watch my channel, those that maybe only get sent a random critical rant about a forum post or something, they're going to always look at me as Mr. Negative because they associate me with being too critical of Kabam and never being happy. And what I like to say is, look, I make just as many videos praising Kabam, or at least not critically attacking Kabam, but they don't get watched. I still make them because I think they're important, but the outrage machine in the dopamine factory that is the human brain is always going to rule because the heart beats the head every time. And if you think something is nice, you go, oh, that's nice, I guess. But if you think something is angry, you go, ooh, drama. And so I know that. But that's the beauty of having a channel that doesn't revolve around paying the bills for YouTube money. If I make $5 in a month, cool. If I make $500 in a month, really cool. But it's just the reality of doing this for fun versus necessity. And so even though my alliance doesn't do raids, and I don't think I ever want to do them, I'm going to be prepared to do them, by the way. It's still worth noting that as I complete my path of map 6, raids is what Kabam partially views the future of the game. Not just the future of the game, but the future of fun. Fun in MCOC. But the first week of raids put the FU in fun because it made so many people pull what little hair out they had left that they were done. But for those of you that gave it another shot with the really interesting tweaks, the changes, like my man Ben, this is what his synopsis of his raid experience. And he was one of the ones that did okay on the first week, but he has really good skills. Like his skills are, he's one of my Yodas in this community. I have like 5 or 6 people that I go to when I need to learn something, and he is on that Mount Rushmore of MCOC Yodas. He says, my third raid boss, Maestro left lane. Fun, big yellow numbers. OG Iron Man is my raid MVP. He's quite solid in other content too, but just may be the best raid champion. Raids are going so much better this round. Day 2, in my lane, all 3 bosses are down, and I took 1 stab at Ultron. In a couple days, I'm going to get 7 revives. Backup hasn't had to do anything, so they just help against Ultron's boss, or the Ultron boss. Bosses don't punish your block nearly as bad as they did in the first iteration of this game mode. I give Kabam a W for the changes made from the last iteration. Nothing they do is without bugs or glitches, but give credit where credit is due. The 12% max damage is notably better than the 10%. I did 3 back-to-back fights against Maestro this morning and took off 36%. Also, in the first fight against the second boss, Kang, my 7-star rank 2 Sig 40 Iron Man hit the 12% damage cap with 0 roll charges up, aka no damage boost. Before, the first one to go in was lucky to chip off few percent before timing out. I hit 12% with about 10 seconds to spare. Once all the roll charges were up, it was hit within barely over a minute. The prompts for Thanos changing from intercept and block to light attack while not stunned and knockdown are also a great change. Much easier prompts to fulfill and less punishing to the player. Ben, again, thank you so much for the fantastic feedback, and I want to show a video that he sent over as well that really does capitalize his love of OG Iron Man and why I got a romance rank up gem just for him as well. Mine is also, I think, Sig 40. He was unawakened, and then I got him twice in a very small amount of time during the Valentine's Day sales. Okay, so here's OG Iron Man. I'm going to hide my webcam so we can see all the power meter and all the other fun stuff involved in fights. Notice he's just holding block and baiting heavies from Maestro and then countering. Very simple. And then he gets a parry in. All he's doing is holding block. That's some of the best strategy I can give. And 120,000 was the big yellow number. Now it's 117,000, a bunch of 75s, 121 there, building up to a special 2. 409,000, that was multiple 477s. And 246,000 now, 257. These numbers feel like they're straight out of when OG Scarlet Witch pre-patch 12.0 was broken beyond reproach. And if you don't believe me, there are still videos on YouTube about it. Now 622,000, 609,000. It's still amazing to me that he has so much health that he's not knocked out yet. That was a 700,000. 800,000. Did that end with 900,000? Let's go back in that last 940,963. Almost a million damage in one go. I'm bringing myself back now. Wow. Look, I'm not saying raids are perfect. I'm not saying that Kabam's not going to make money off of them or some stuff isn't BS. This isn't like a everything's great video, but in any game mode, I'm sure there's always bugs and glitches. I just think they listened to the player base. They gave us, in some ways, a record amount of turnaround time to get this right, because that's how important this mode is to Kabam. And they deserve credit for that. And if you disagree and think I'm being too kind, that's your opinion. And you know, it's first person perspective and free speech as well. But I like giving credit where credit is due, because I want this game to still be around in 5 years. And sometimes when Kabam Mike does things like talk about Hercules inevitably being nerfed, it makes so many people, including myself, say, yeah, this game is going to be here. The writing's on the wall. It's going to last maybe 2 to 3 more years, and then they're going to cut bait. But when they do stuff like this, I step back and think, maybe they're still listening. Maybe they're still learning. Maybe they really do want this game to last as long as any mobile game in the history of mobile games. Because think about how many games started after MCOC, including Kabam games, that are already retired, that are dead, extinct. This has stood the test of time largely with the popularity of Marvel characters, but Marvel, especially on the TV and movie side, needs a W desperately. And no, I'm not including the Sony movies in that conversation. They're not worth even, it's an insult to the word movie for them to be included in that. So maybe the Deadpool movie this year will be, at least for a brief moment, a Marvel renaissance similar to how it felt like Guardians 3 was. But in the meantime, if you give us a chance for big yellow numbers and a good reason to rank up, say, a 7-star OG Iron Man, then, well, things are going to look pretty good. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. And Ben, thank you for the feedback as well.